about diabetes. I've had diabetes, it's not so bad. I'm just joking. I'm only kidding. I've had diabetes, it's not so bad. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just
Today, that's the wrong time on the monitor. I'm gonna fix it now, actually, if I can figure it out. So yeah, higher than yesterday a bit, which is weird. So, hi guys.
How is that weird? 293. How is that weird, Chantal? Considering you've had one, you said, I think 368, I think you said at one point. That's not weird at all.
Welcome back to another video. So today I have some diet food. It's food from a diet center. This is low carb, from their low carb keto menu.
Right there, diet food, setting yourself up for failure already. You should not be eating this type of food. Just my opinion.
I'm going to explain everything that I got. There's a lot of diet centers in Kuwait. Kuwait has an obesity issue, if you look it up. So, makes sense they have a lot of diet centers. So,
they have a lot of diet centers because majority of the time, diets like this do not work. They will work for a period of time, and then once you start eating regular food, you start gaining weight and go back to a heavier weight. You have to change the way you look at food. You have to retrain your brain and look at food a completely different way.
All right, so I have some waters to drink. Very uninteresting, but refreshing. So I have a salad, fattoush with soybeans and feta. Okay. And this is the dressing. This is their low carb section. So this has soybeans. The traffic is loud, I'm sorry. So this has soybeans, feta, radish. Whoa, BB gal. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no, no. BB gal. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, you must stay down. Okay.
Why are you talking in some type of weird accent? That's just weird.
Sorry, guys. You know, salad, cucumber, tomato, feta. I'll show you in a minute. It smells like a mustard, like a balsamic dressing, kind of. I like that they give you enough dressing.
And another thing, this food, you don't know what's in that dressing. Because a lot of low-calorie dressings, a lot of them that I've seen that you buy, have sugar in them. So unless this diet is specifically created for a diabetic diet, more than likely that dressing has sugar in it. And a lot of times a keto diet will trigger your blood sugar to go higher. So sometimes a keto diet is not recommended for everyone. Just because it's low carb doesn't mean it will be good for you, Chantal. And I'm saying this because, like I've said before, my husband has type 2 diabetes. So I've been dealing with this for years with him, as well as my son. I'm sure some of you know, I had a son. He died in 2019. He was 21 years old. He had congenital heart disease. So I dealt with that for 21 years. So I've learned a lot about diet, heart issues, diabetic issues. I've learned a lot through the years. I'm not a medical health professional, but I do know a little bit.
So soybeans, feta cheese, salad stuff. And now I have a cream of chicken soup. This is the place, I love their pumpkin parmesan soup, but I decided to try the cream of chicken. I'm not sure if pumpkin, I think pumpkin is, it's Swedish, but it's like, not Swedish, but it's sweet-ish. But I think it's on the lower glycemic index, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look that up for sure. Okay. And then we have the main course, but I'm going to eat this first. Actually, I'll eat them all at once, whatever. This is low carb kushari mix with butter chicken, cauliflower rice with fried onion. Okay. And then for dessert, keto velvet cheesecake. So it uses sweeteners, artificial sweetener, very small portion.
Exactly. You shouldn't be eating that. You should not be eating that at all. You don't even know what's in this food. I mean, it's not shocking that after your fast, I don't even know how long your fast was for, that your blood sugar measured at 293. And I'm sure that yesterday when you had that eggplant and that chicken breast, you probably ate something else besides that. That wasn't the only thing you ate that day.
I'm going to see how this affects my blood sugar. If it raises it too much, well, then I know.
It's going to raise your blood sugar.
Okay. Yum. Butter chicken, cauliflower rice, and fried onion. All right. All right. Now, I don't really eat out as much as I used to. This is a long time ordering. I haven't ordered in a while. But this meal is pretty much free because we have a lot of points. So, okay. Let's try this. Bismillah. I can taste some lemon, chicken bits, herbs. Let's mix this around and try the salad. With the feta. Bite.
You shouldn't even be having feta cheese. It's too salty. If you have high blood pressure, you should not be eating that.
I love that dressing. I need to get some balsamic.
And another thing too, I don't think you've gone to the doctor to get like a blood test, like a universal panel done on yourself. So there could be other issues with you besides the high blood sugar. You haven't checked your liver function, your kidney function, like all of that stuff. That needs to be checked. So you going on the internet and looking up diets, whatever, what's good for diabetes, whatever, might not be good for you. That's why you need to seek professional help.
Let's try this. Cauliflower rice. How do they get it so dry? Oh, that's nice. I need to make something like that. They give you so much soup. It's gonna be less messy to just drink it. So, you saw my blood sugar reading. I don't know why it's so high. Maybe.
What do you mean you don't know why it's so high? Are you kidding? It's what you eat and your weight. And I don't believe the scale. There's no way. I think you manipulated that scale. There's no way you're 300 and some odd pounds. No way.
Stress, I don't know. It does take time for it to go down, I know.
And another thing, it's going to take time for your blood sugar to go down, yes, But considering that you've been letting this diabetes just run free in your life for years, this is not a new thing. You've had diabetes for years and you've chosen to ignore it. I don't know why. It's not going to be that simple where changing your diet and doing your 2-minute walk that you did, which was ridiculous, is going to drop your blood sugar. It's not going to work. You're going to have to go on medication.
Now, that meal last night that I did my mukbang.
You should take mukbang out of any title that you do.
I'm pretty sure it raised my blood pressure because after it started, I started digesting the food. Hi, there's nothing here for you. I felt like my heart beating. I was extremely thirsty. I had a headache.
Okay, here's another comment I'd like to make, and this is dealing with your heart. When you start having heart issues, and you do, because you've stated it before, and your heart is not functioning correctly, your body will have a problem of moving excess fluid out of your system. I think that's why your abdomen is so swollen, because it's filled with fluid. That will give you high blood pressure. You being thirsty, drinking the water, that fluid is not being released from your body. It's staying in your body because your heart is not functioning correctly, your kidneys aren't functioning correctly, your liver's not functioning correctly. So you just retain all this fluid, which then raises your blood pressure. That's what you're feeling.
Flushed.
And another thing I'd like to add to that, my son that passed away because he had heart issues, and his heart was not functioning correctly, so he wasn't able to move the fluid out of his body. And what ended up happening is he started to get fluid in his lungs, and the way he died is he basically drowned in his own fluid. They would drain the fluid periodically, but then it came to a point where that couldn't be done anymore. That's a possibility for you, Chantal. If your heart really goes into some type of critical failure mode, you have a potential of drowning in your own fluid.
So my issue is also not only blood sugar, but also high blood pressure. So
and another thing too that the doctor will tell you, especially if you're holding on to your fluid like that, you will only be allowed so many ounces of liquid to drink per day. So those little bottles of water that you're drinking, you might only be allowed to drink 2 of those per day, because they need to regulate your fluid to get your blood pressure down. That also might be a possibility for you. You're going to be thirsty really bad, but you're not allowed to drink that much fluid in order to get your blood pressure down.
I had a lot of sodium. Despite, halloumi is very salty. Olives are salty.
And you shouldn't be eating any of those. It's contributing to the fluid that's probably in your abdomen.
The chicken breast is frozen, so maybe it's like pre-seasoned. I don't know. It's plain, but... baby girl. I don't know what it is, but
You know what it is.
I have to limit the cheese and olives because cheese is very, and not just that, I don't have a gallbladder. I don't digest things that are high in fat well.
But yet, that's all you eat. Make that make sense.
Healthy fats, yeah. Like avocado doesn't seem to really bother me.
I don't think I've ever seen you eat an avocado. Guacamole, probably yes, but not just plain avocado.
But things like cheese, high-fat dairy, stuff like that.
You can have cheese. You can have
Don't agree
Swiss
with my
cheese.
stomach.
It's low in sodium.
As you all know, my cheese emergency. My cheese emergency was I had to go to the ER because I had a gastric crisis due to eating too much cheese. Not my proudest moment.
I mean, I don't even know how that's physically possible, but what did you eat? Like
The
10
doctor
pounds
was
of
like,
cheese?
You really need to eat healthier. That was one of the times, like, I went to the ER, explained my binge eating disorder that I suspected I had because I wasn't diagnosed at the time.
And there you go, right there. I don't think you've really ever been diagnosed with a lot of the things that you say. I think you Google stuff, go on WebMD, and then if the description fits what you want, then all of a sudden you have that condition. It's kind of similar to what Amberlyn Reed does. You guys are like two peas in a pod.
And they referred me to their outpatient program there.
And what did you do? Did you go? Did you do the program? No, because here we are.
Because so like typically their program, like they have 8 beds or something like that, 6 beds or something, and they're inpatient, and it's reserved for people who have low potassium, stuff like, who are like medical risk.
What the fuck, low potassium?
Low weight.
Low potassium is in heart
People with
conditions?
high weight are also at medical risk. Maybe not as fast.
You
but
are at a high medical risk, moron. What the fuck do you think this is? What do you, like, you are insane.
So that was just because I know people are like, you need to go inpatient, you need to go inpatient.
You do.
In my town, what was covered by the government wasn't tailored to my kind of problem.
I don't know, but maybe you should have thought about that when you made your alleged $20,000 during Crackhead Olympics. Maybe you could have used that money towards some good therapy and treatment for yourself. Or your fake droid husband. He has a job, apparently, from what you said. How come he can't pay for it? I'm sure there's treatment centers there in Kuwait. And that's another thing I'd like to say. For the years that I've been watching you, yeah, you've binged, you've eaten, and, you know, all this kind of crazy stuff. But I've never seen you eat like you have over this past year that you've been in Kuwait. And that proves to me that you are not happy. You are using food as a comfort mechanism for yourself. Because even you stated before, you remember that bag of chips as a child and how it comforted you. So you are clearly not happy. So why don't you just admit it, Chantal, and take your ass back to Canada?
I'm saving the chunks of feta for last because there's so few in between. The feta here is very soft and creamy. It's not hard and crumbly like Greek feta. I like all kinds.
You like anything. You don't even know what's in this fucking food, so don't be surprised if you have a spike in your blood sugar, because the keto diet is not good for you.
Hi! That was good to see. I'm filming my dinner because I don't have a lot going on today.
Do you ever have a lot going on?
Very good meal. Portioned out. Cauliflower is just as filling almost as rice. Healthier. I don't notice really.
Rice is healthy, Chantal. It's just, I don't think eating a 10-pound tray of rice for a family is that's the problem with you. You can have rice, but at a normal portion size. And not white rice. You should completely stay away from white rice. You should be eating brown rice or maybe some
I'm trying to
quinoa.
avoid going on meds because I was on metformin at one time. Because I had a hormonal imbalance.
That's some bullshit.
And I was overweight. So
They're going to put you on that for a hormonal imbalance. That's bullshit. Metformin is one of the first drugs they will put you on when you're diabetic. They try to do that to see if it'll regulate your blood sugar, and if that doesn't work, then you go on the insulin. So I don't know who you're trying to fool with that bullshit.
I thought I must be insulin resistant. And
Because you're overweight. You're overweight and you have diabetes. It's not
I
hormonal.
cannot handle it. It makes me so sick.
Probably made you sick because you weren't following the diet.
I'm just one of those, I can't tolerate it. Like, so like, give it time. I was on it for a little while. Ugh, just even the thought of taking the pills makes me ill.
Oh, if you hear noise in the background, it's my daughter talking to Mr. Plutonium.
And I was watching a video by Dr. Berg. And he said that certain diabetic medications actually increase the risk of cardiovascular disease by it was like 60%.
See, and this is why you're dangerous, because you have people that follow you, that listen to you, and will actually take that advice as gospel. And it's dangerous for them. You should not be saying something like that. Yeah, okay, Dr. Berg, I've seen his channel before. Okay, let him say it. He's the physician, not you. And I don't even know if that's even true. 60% have heart issues. Usually, diabetes will have heart issues because diabetes kind of basically destroys the entire system of your body. So that kind of goes hand in hand. I don't know if it's the diabetes medication itself. So that's wrong.
So you're treating one thing, but you're causing another problem.
No, you're wrong. That's dangerous to say that. And you haven't even taken any of these medications, so why should you be repeating that?
I just realized something so sad. I'm one of those women I always talk about in my stories. The office women. The women, when I worked in an office, who used to talk about their diabetes.
I'm sure you had diabetes back then. You were just ignoring it too. Back then you were ignoring it.
I'm one of them now. It's not so bad. No.
Oh, that's real funny, Chantal. Let's see when you lose your eyesight or limb or stroke out. Let's see how funny that is. That kind of pisses me off because you're making a joke of this. It's not funny. Right now you're at the beginning stages of some serious shit that could go wrong with you. You could wake up and be blind. You can start losing the feelings in your feet and stuff like that. Like I said, my husband never been overweight his entire life. He's a type 2 diabetic. It's genetic for him. This year, he had part of his foot amputated because of diabetes. So it's not funny. Shit like that will happen to you, Chantal.
I finished my plate. I finished all my food, so now I get dessert.
See, and that's your fucking problem. It's a joke. You think all of this is a joke. You have lived your life with no real consequences of anything because your mother and whoever else has been in your life has always given you food to shut you up because they don't want to hear you. So now you're going to be accountable for your life at this moment.
So I don't know.
You shouldn't even be eating that cake.
Let's try this keto red velvet cheesecake.
Yeah, you don't like it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even be eating it. You're just eating it because it's there. You don't even like it.
That is good. I'm trying to slow down and savor it, but I literally devoured my food. I was hungry. When you're fasting for like 12, 14 hours.
Okay, what do you mean when you're fasting for 12 or 14 hours? I mean, when did you do this fasting? Because normally everybody fasts. They go to bed. So like, let's just say I go to bed probably around 8:30, 9 o'clock. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. So that entire time I'm fasting. So when are you fasting for 12, 14 hours? Because I'm not buying that one bit. you're not fasting at all.
You're pretty hungry. So let's see how this affects my blood sugar,
You're going to
my blood
spike.
pressure.
Your blood pressure will still be high.
Now, I'm just... really trying to avoid medication, but if I do need it...
Okay, I don't understand that logic. Why are you trying to avoid medication? You're at a point with the diabetes, especially if your alleged fast, you had a reading of 263, and then one of the readings was 368. You're going to have to take medication. There's no way that you're going to be able to get this under control by yourself with this stupid keto diet or your 2-minute walks. There's no way. You need to be on medication, and you need to retrain your brain and how you look at food. Food is not for enjoyment. It's fuel for your body. You need to change your life, Chantal.
I will go on it. Ozempic, there's like lawsuits being made.
As with any other medication.
But there's something not right about that drug as far as I've seen it all over the news. I don't know if you guys know what's going on. I'm going to read about it.
What's wrong with it is the way that they're marketing it. That's what's wrong with it. And there's people that are taking it that should not be taking it. Blame Hollywood for that one.
All right. Eating's over. Kind of depressing.
And that's the problem. You need to go and get treatment. There shouldn't be that connection with food and depression like that. But for your case, that's happening more than likely because of the uncontrolled diabetes, which can lead to depression, Chantal. You need to get professional help. But I don't think you will, because you never listen to any of us. You call us haters, we're jealous, all this kind of bullshit that you like to say because you don't like to listen to anybody. You like to do what you want to do. That's how you lived your life. That's how your parents have allowed you to live your life. That's how everyone in your life has allowed you to live. You have no accountability. You have no structure in your life. Nothing. So once again, go fuck yourself, Chantal, and everybody else have a good night.